In today's Leeds news, Rasmus Kristensen's exit details, Leo Hjelde being watched, Fulham approach for Aaronson, Gnonto's a wanted man, Meslier price tag revealed, Leeds interested in Diallo, Rodrigo's future update, and Leeds won't use iFollow next season. Morning, folks. Jer here at The View on the 26th of June with your Leeds United news. Hope you've all had a lovely weekend. No white smoke yet from Ellen Road, but expected pretty soon. Possibly today, possibly before Wednesday. So there is a lot of rumours stating that they expect the ownership announcement and the manager announcement to come hand in hand. That was announced on Friday that was expected any day now, today, tomorrow, which would suggest there's possibly someone in the background already doing the work of the manager's role. So we'll have to wait and see. But let's get stuck into this in the meantime anyway. And we'll start off with exit rumours, and we'll start with Rasmus Kristensen. And according to several reports in Italy this weekend, Rasmus Kristensen looks to be the second Leeds player who's potentially heading to Roma on what will be a season loan deal. Roma are currently negotiating the terms of a loan move for Diego Llorente for a second spell at Roma, with an apparent 8 to 10 million obligation to buy it come the end of the season. Llorente has had an extension on his contract anyway, so Leeds would have time before they offload him, trying to get that fee back up. But they're now suggesting, DiMarzio are now saying that Kristensen is a second player that Jose Mourinho's side are looking to bring in on loan. They were very keen on bringing him in from Red Bull last season. However, they couldn't agree a £15 million fee between Roma and Red Bull, and Leeds nipped in and managed to get Kristensen for 10 million in the end. But it's now suggesting from DiMarzio that they want to bring him in on loan for this season. There is no obligation or option to buy in the contract just yet, but it is stated that Roma would like an option to buy the player, as he's someone that they see as a potential first team player, although they seem pretty stacked on that side of the pitch, but time will tell. Let's talk about younger players that could be moving on, and Leo Hjelde being watched by a couple of clubs around the world at the moment, and according to Corriere dello Sport, Salernitana in Italy are one of several clubs keeping an eye on Hjelde, who was an unused substitute yesterday for the second time in Norway's Under-21 Championships. This is coming on the back of a successful loan spell at Rotherham last season for Hjelde, and it said that they are keen on making a move for the player on a permanent basis. Hjelde does have 2 years left on his contract with Leeds and isn't expected to move permanently anywhere, although depending on how Leeds rate the left back, it'll be interesting to see what happens over the summer. So something to keep an eye on. I would have expected him to go out on loan again this year. Looking at other players going out on loan, or maybe not, as the case might be, and according to the Daily Mail, Fulham have stepped up their interest in Brendan Aaronson to actually make a move for the player. Aaronson is one of a number of players listed as having a loan release clause in his contract. And they said that Marco Silva is an admirer of the American and sees him as a nice replacement to slot into their vacant number 10 role at the club. Fulham, unfortunately, according to reports, have failed to agree the loan fee that Leeds have for the player. And as of such, right now, this deal is now rumoured to be off. Fulham are expected to come back in, but until the terms of the loan are actually agreed, Brendan Aaronson will be sticking place at Leeds for now. Anyway, a lot of people concerned about the amount of Leeds players that have relegation release clauses or loan release clauses in their contracts. I wouldn't be overly bothered about this. A lot of these players' form and price tags as a result have dropped since last season's relegation. And on the back of that, I think the ones with longer contracts is probably a smarter move. Let them go out on loan, get the wages up the book. Leeds will get a loan fee for every single player. And then once that's come in, send them off out on loan. Hopefully their value goes back up with a good season, and then sell them in the summer for a higher fee, which makes sense to Leeds, and maybe fund next summer's transfer window if we are back in the Premier League. It'd be very difficult to see a lot of these players come back into a squad if Leeds did get promoted, but we'll have to wait and see. Speaking of players that Leeds would like to hang on to, and Wilfried Gnonto, who's scored yesterday in Italy's game in the Under-21 European Championships. That's a goal in 2 games, and a good game by all accounts. According to The Sun, The Mirror, The Sunday People, and lots of other places, Wilfried Gnonto is being watched by a host of clubs. The Sunday Mirror claimed that West Ham are considering a move for the player and would like to bring him in. However, it does state that Brighton, Everton, Aston Villa, and Crystal Palace are also very interested in the winger as well. The reports claim that Leeds' asking price for Gnonto is in and around £30 million, with no release clauses or apparent release clauses in his deal just yet. Graham Smith today has, however, gone on record by saying that Leeds have said there are no offers currently on the table for Wilfried Gnonto, and there have been no expressions of interest in the player yet. So as of now, officially, there's no offers or interest in Wilfried Gnonto, according to Leeds. Moving on, another player could be looking to move out of Leeds and is expected to go, and that's Illan Meslier. According to Football Insider and the Daily Star, they claim that Illan Meslier is free to leave Leeds this summer should the requested or required price tag that Leeds have on his head be met. Leeds have set a price tag of also £30 million for the French under-21 goalkeeper. And Leeds have said that he is free to go if he wants to leave, as long as somebody matches the price tag that Leeds have set on him. It should also be said that PSG are admirers in the player as well. And with Donnarumma's announcement that he is leaving PSG this summer, that could free up a space for him to move back to France into PSG, who have been linked with him for a number of years now. So that's that one. Moving on, let's talk about incomings or potential incomings at Leeds. And we'll start off by talking about Amad Diallo. And according to the Sunday People, Leeds are interested in the Manchester United winger who had a very successful loan period last year, with Sunderland scoring 14 goals in the division last year, all the way to the playoff semi-final. Leeds are interested in the £20 million rated winger. However, it will be a loan move, it's said, according to the People. The issue with this is Erik ten Hag's preference for the player is to go on loan to a Premier Division club or to go out to a European top club on loan as part of his development, as he thinks it will be a better development experience for the player rather than another move to the Championship. So have to wait and see what happens with that one as well. Moving on to exits again, and Rodrigo, an update on his move. Talked an awful lot last week about the fact there was a £3.5 million release clause in his contract, and Sevilla were very interested. His father was due to speak to Leeds in the club at the back end of last week, and according to Vamos Mi Sevilla, they are saying that Rodrigo's move to Sevilla will be confirmed on July 1st. They say that they claim that his return to La Liga is imminent and that Rodrigo has agreed to terms on a move to the La Liga club and will be confirmed once the international transfer window reopens on the 1st of July. It will be a tough one to see go after his first year up front for Leeds, delivered 14 goals on the back of two pretty serious injuries that season. It was a very good year for Rodrigo. It's just a real shame we couldn't hang on to him another year in the Championship. It would have been huge for us. But Sevilla having Champions League football, understandable. And also being recalled to the Spanish national team will give him hope of making the European squads. So there's that one. And then lastly today, in the absence, I keep checking my screens in case any news comes in. And in the absence of any managerial news, we'll finish up with a small story. And Leeds will not be using the Football League's iFollow platform from next season, which is a relief to probably a lot of Leeds fans outside of the UK, at least. Anyway, thanks to Andrea Russo, who has shared this morning, that the EFL's website have noted that Leeds United are amongst a host of clubs that will not be taking part in the iFollow platform this year in favour of using their own streaming platform, LUTV, as their medium of getting their games out around the world. As a person who lives in Ireland, this is great news because iFollow was impossible to watch in Ireland. So it would be great to have something coming in from LUTV and hopefully some sort of package that allows international fans to see the games who are not just in mainland Europe and America. That, you know, Ireland will be removed from this UK and Ireland bracket, that we can watch the games when we're not there. So we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that's enough of that for today. There's no news, there's no manager coming in just yet, although it might change by this evening. If it does change, I'll come back on with a live stream. If not, we'll move ahead with news tomorrow morning, and I'll see you then. Have a really good day. Fingers crossed for some good news today, and I'll talk to you in the morning. Bye.